Stand to my course and welcome back to the episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's, Harrows, and last time, well, we had our Axman. Well, actually, no, last time was the artillery mission. So last time we dropped an entire thumper artillery shell on top of the head of a grasshopper, and it was hilarious. Also, we demonstrated that sniper artillery can be absolutely hilariously grand. So, we need more stuff. We need more cash. I figure a 521 priority salvage at a fairly cheap ought to be able to get some cool stuff. So, with that in mind, let's begin the mission. So 520 was already salvaged 268,400 CBILs for maximum stuff. We will probably finish this one relatively quickly, unless we start, complete opposite end of the map, as all of our buffs just go on. Apparently we are in an area where... Are we about to get triple teamed? I didn't think that that was a thing. Oh no, it's just a fully active base. We are here to destroy the facility, which is actually incredibly easy, and had I realized that, well actually no, we still take this for salvage. It just simply was not enough in 521 against a intact base. Actually ought to be able to give us some pretty interesting theft stuff. So we're going to move it slightly over to the side, make sure that we activate our acid SRMs, attack the ground with the thumper artillery, and we're just going to start, well, bombing the base. Let's remove this from the equation entirely. That way I don't have to worry about it as we continue to push on forward. Because if I don't have to worry about it, then life gets to be nice and simple. I'm going to move starting forward, and then we're going to activate our integrated laser AMS to overload mode, just in order to keep things rocking and rolling as much as we can. Howl in the champion, also with an MML-10, filled to full brim with acid ammunition. We'll stick kind of close. We do have a bit of a right hook to make, as we'll be able to slip on through in the area. Although what I'm really waiting for is when Jester finally comes up to bat, because Jester's packing a sniper artillery, and I'd like to be able to flatten this entire base in about 2 to 3 rounds. So one of the ideal things that you can do if you build an artillery heavy lance on destroy base missions, take it purely for cash and then just bomb the ever-living crap out of the base and then leave, and they can't do anything to stop you. I will attempt to keep sort of up in motion with them, and then artillery. More and more artillery. Good job, 40-something damage. One more shelling of that might actually be able to take... Oh, actually, no, they're higher health than normal, so... we don't actually know how much health they have, so we're just going to keep on the high explosive shelling. A little bit surprised the Rakatar is so far back in the standings. I would have expected it to sort of move a little bit faster than that, but I suppose we need to get a better tactics pilot into it. I do, after all, have fantastic tactics pilots in my artillery mechs, mainly so I can make sure that we can hit things accurately long range for the greater indirect fire penalty reduction. Alright, we have a Vulcan, a 40-ton mech, Griffin, 55-ton mech, a standard LRM turret, a Clint, 45-ton mech, light standard turret, Trebuchet, 55-ton mech, or 50-ton mech, a heavy rifle position, which I believe is equipped with a whole ton of AMS, and duels. So LRM-15s, the Griffin, a large laser with mediums, the Trebuchet, the heavy rifle has a flare, and the dual gun is an LB-5X. All of these are terrible targets. Not gonna lie, it's completely horrible. Actually, every single mech here is so hilariously vanilla, and there's no good equipment on the field. Wow, I actually feel kind of bad about that. You know what? In that case, fire the dual gun. If you can get anything through the AMS. Some of them actually did make it through. Good job. Yeah, none of these mechs are, well, worth anything, I suppose would be the way to describe it. There's no special equipment in any of them, so if we blow something up, it's not going to make a difference. What's your problems? You are long range, sprinted, moved, no visual. Okay.
Here we go.
Triple PPC. Oh, all 3 of them nailed the target despite having a sub 50% accuracy. Love it. We're going to sprint on... Actually, no, what's your just normal accuracy right now? Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful across the board. Show me that light rifle position. That's nice, but I want him. We're going to go with a supercharged shell, 89%. It's shape charge, but still. Good penetration on that one, so he is now vulnerable to the more incoming damage of artillery. I need more artillery in this lance. I just need more. I can't help it. I desire it. It's just too much fun not to have even more artillery into a position, so you can just continue to lay heavy artillery down all over the place. Let's run the champion out. The champion is more, not really geared towards long-range combat, but it can do it. It's very much a backstabber, get in on top of the target and then blow him up. Oh, that Vulcan taking a nasty hit out of that one. Looks like the heavy Gauss rifle actually managed to hit his arm and blow it clean off the mech. Yeah, I did take this one for 521 salvage, so I should probably try and salvage a few things. Obviously, don't bother salvaging the Vulcan. There's nothing in there. The Griffin is worth salvaging. The Clint, maybe. Yeah, it'll be the Griffin and the Trebuchet for sure. Griffin going quite high, as Griffins often do. If they can get into a nice high Overwatch position, they can cause a lot of damage.
On my way.
And I can completely annihilate you. I would prefer not to shoot at you. I can annihilate you. I would prefer not to shoot at you. Prefer not to shoot at you. Right. Okay, so we're going to multi-target. We're going to initially target the Vulcan right there, because it'll be an easy pick. Shut off the barrage. I don't care for it to be firing. And then our other target is going to be on the position off there in the distance. The rifle position, we will split fire and blast away.
Roger.
Twin heavy large lasers nailing the Vulcan quite hardly. And then a Gauss rifle shell into the rifle position. Another solid 75 damage.
Think I hit something good.
Blowing up the rifle position isn't super important. I just kind of want to remove the AMS from the field. That way it's not messing with with any more LRMs that I decide to dispense into the battle. But again, it's not the biggest of deals, if we're completely honest with each other. So we're just going to continue to rush in on around. As soon as the Racketar can get lines of sight on things, he can just annihilate everything. But honestly, most of this should probably be performed by other mechs. Show me the dual gun. Wow, what is wrong with your accuracy? Firing blind, he doesn't have a shot. Really? This is pretty terrible. So the firing blind is a plus 13, which actually negates all of my gunnery, and yeah, I have basically a gunnery too. So we obviously don't want that. We would prefer to have a little bit better of a sensor system. We're going to rush on in up here, see if that'll improve my firing blind state at all. Yeah, apparently we're just shooting blind. I don't quite know why. Well, in that case, if I'm just going to lay down a shell somewhere in the neighborhood, let's drop it right on top of the rifle position. Apparently we also just wasted a whole bunch of fire with the large lasers as well. So that'll increase his heat, but we'll just remember not to use it. Showboot. Showboot's Axman. Not really in a position to do much at the moment. Next turn, we might be able to get a little bit more done to it. And I'll target the center torso because I should probably target the leg. For the principle of the thing. If we can hit anyway, which we did, but we managed to hit the armored leg that we had not decided to target. So there is that sort of working, not really for us, but mostly against us. What else you got, game? Who are you going to send my way? I desperately need to cycle this where is it? The Lament out. The Lament is... I don't think the Lament is pulling its weight right now. The Racketar, or the Rackhammer, will probably be its primary replacement. Incoming missiles, but you know what? We brought enough defense in order to handle everything that they've got. So a couple of them got through, but hey, 25 of the missiles were shot down. And even more as the integrated laser AMS continues to just hop in on the defense.
Nice try.
Shooting out another fairly decent number. Ooh, that would be, I assume, the LBX.
Light damage, Commander.
So we do need to knock that position out sometime soon, because I'd rather not have to worry about it. And are you going to actually be able to do anything? I mean, you're basically in pieces. I should probably just flatten this building. The problem with flattening the building is I will no longer be able to see him, but it would be funny. And I do also want to, you know, knock the pilot out of the mech. In order to do that, I need to get my catapult over nearby so I can just completely torch him out.
What's up, Commander?
Speaking of Death Crusade, it's time to get on the move. Yeah, if I want to get there, I'm going to have to do a little bit of an odd path. So, stomping through the middle of the parking lot. No. Town string, but no. No. Alright, so if I don't have any real good targets anyway... let's target the building, please. Am I not allowed to target the building? I have LRMs. I can target that one. Oh, darn it. I can't target the building that he's on. That's unfortunate. Wait, actually, was I targeting the building? No. Alright, since I can't target the building, then we might as well kill him. And no more Vulcan. I mean, ideally you'd want to salvage every single fusion core you could get your hands on, but I wasn't that fussed about it. The Griffin I do want to steal, though, so... You can't target the building either. Why do I want to steal the Griffin? I want to steal the Griffin because it's a 55-tonner. It's a good 55-tonner. Generally has some nice equipment on board. None of it's special. It's all just basic junk. 275 fusion core is not bad, though. Right. Kind of not worth it. It's really irritated I still don't have a shot on it, but that's fine. I have another target on you, the heavy rifle position. Nope, give me the heavy rifle. Thank you. Dribble PPC. Only 2 of them managed to hit. 1 hit a building. But that's okay. Because it's almost dead. Finn in the Thanatos. Give me the turret, please, if you got it. There it is. 97%. Indirect. Don't need the supercharge anymore. Go back to high explosive. Gift from me to you.
Minimal damage on that.
Missed and hit myself. If you miss when firing in indirect fire mode like that, you basically drop an artillery shell on top of yourself. It's a little bit dumb. I don't know if that'll be changing anytime soon. I kind of hope it does, but we'll have to find out. Rush on forward with the champion, being ultra aggressive with it. Yeah, I could hit you with my missiles, but I kind of want to start getting to work on you because you're a dual gun. Yeah, no, we'll take out the heavy rifle position. Boom. Absolutely shattered with the Gauss rifle. 167 damage thanks to all the additional damage, thanks to the acid damage? It must have taken acid damage at some point. Marauder just going to sit on top of its mountain. And not the standard LRM. If you do have the dual gun, unfortunately it's not in a good enough range. So what you're going to do is you're going to target, where is it? Where's the dual gun? The dual gun as well as the LRM turret. Unless they've got stealth technology on board. There we go. Yeah, and that will split the fire quite nicely again.
Multiple enemies locked in.
Good hit, almost through the armor. And then the twin heavy larges. 2 good hits on that. Again, almost through the armor. So we're doing some good work on there already. The Rakadar can actually get a line of sight on the target, which is great. Hopefully the target that I want. I'm going to move slightly to the side. I know it's sacrificing a little bit of things, but if I can kill this dual gun with the Rakadar, that'll be ideal. Run the guns to maximum. And you know what? I'm going to warload it just for the additional accuracy. Let it ride. Popped. Alright, so we don't have to worry about the dual gun, but we still have the LRMs to still sort of worry about. We can beat the ever-living crap out of the Clint. I have no qualms with doing that. Unless the Clint is somehow cramming in, you know, an XL engine, which I don't think it is. An AC-10 and a medium laser and a 45-tonner seems kind of reasonable to me. I think actually there's a, God, what's it called? An Icarus that's built like that. Okay, he's decided to come back down to street level because he realized just how incredibly vulnerable he was. And we'll continue to press on forward with our AMS carrier. Next round, we should actually be able to beat the ever-living crap out of the Clint.
Here we go.
Triple medium lasers into the light standard turret. Already getting a little bit of extra work done on that one. So we've got we got a standard alarm turret and a light standard turret. I'm not quite sure what's got each one, so we'll just drop them on both. Oh no, the light standard turret's got a large laser, medium laser, and all that. Right. I'm remembering. If this is the only enemy force, this is really kind of sad. Where are your reinforcements? You're probably going to want to call them. Am I still firing blind for reasons that I have yet to discover? Oh, direct fire on that standard alarm turret. That's pretty good, actually. Let's go shave charge. Because I do want to knock that light standard turret out quickly. It is actually pretty dangerous to us. And that'll be 84% accuracy. Send it away.
Target confirmed.
Pop. Structure exposed and an inspire bonus is lovely. So basically we just have a bit of a firing line going up back here. We got the Marauder with his excellent long range capabilities, and we got our 2 artillery mechs. They're just hanging out way back here, not getting touched by anybody, which is great because you really don't want your artillery mechs to get shot at all that much. It allows them to continue to just be aggressive, and also lets you sort of like cycle in your front line if you've got a solid core. Okay, somebody just missed an AC-10 shell, and I will not give you another opportunity to do that. Ow. Axman taking a large laser to the shoulder, not ideal. That'll be a little bit of an expensive repair on that one, but yeah, mature missiles are not gonna, well, some of them made it through. More than I wanted to. So the Axman's probably gonna need a couple of days for a repair. We're probably gonna need something to cycle in with it, or hardened ferrofibrous, something like that would be ideal to start getting on board that mech, but we'll have to find out later. Hi, you are my Griffin friend that I intend to steal, so let us target. Switch over to SRMs, go over to Infernos, activate all weapon systems, and let's see if I can't tie you down to the ground a little bit better by utilizing a sensor lock. Hi, buddy. 69%, not great considering we're probably not going to cook him entirely. He is standing in water, but it's a start. Howl in the champion, or coach, in the lament. Does the lament have a shot here? Down, material is a good top. And so are you. Yeah, do triple tap. Missed 2 shots, managed to hit 2 more, but not terrible. And yeah, you're just going to stand still. You might actually invite fire, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. The champion, I would love to just sort of slip on up in here.
Full speed.
And what you're going to do is you're going to multi-target. And you're going to hit this and this. And you're going to do that to hopefully invite quite a few more criticals. That's the goal anyway.
Got it.
Okay, structure exposed, which was good. And we didn't quite get the critical hits that I was hoping for.
Connection on that one.
Waiting for orders.
Thanatos. You want the turrets once again. And yeah, give him another high explosive. Or another shape charge. Popped. I love it. Just the artillery firing line setting up and back. And they're like, I'm just going to nail anything we want. This Thanatos especially is way more effective than I gave it credit for. The Mackey's nice, but that Thanatos is just pinpoint. There's the turret. Oh, I have the line of sight. Switch over to direct fire. Let it rip.
Acknowledged.
I think we missed. Quad ER large laser, though, as the backup. So you guys managed to miss a couple of... Who'd you shoot in the back? Must have shot somebody in the back. Was it the catapult? Catapult's a little roughed up, but nothing too bad. I don't think you hit my Axman. And we're right next to the Marauder. I didn't see the Marauder in time. So the Griffin moved out of the flames like an idiot, which is good. So we'll be able to shut him down next turn, no problem.
Hey there.
Paradox in the Marauder. Paradox's Marauder is absolutely golden. Can kill the alarm turret. I don't want to kill the mechs themselves, so let's target that standard alarm turret and remove it from the game. Nice. Just ultimate long-range fire support. I've never actually thought of heavy large lasers as being effective long-range fire support systems, but you know what? Today they are, well, not today, just in general, they have been demonstrated they can absolutely fill that role should the need arise. And I'm quite happy about that. One of my racks is currently jammed, so we'll just run the gun. There we go. So the Clint's been taken care of.
Target down.
Showboat really doesn't have anything to kill anymore. We've sort of dealt with all the problems that Showboat was going to have. So, sure, triple laser. There we go, flattening part of the building. So the only thing left in the basic garrison is stuff that we want to steal. The Griffin and the Trebuchet, obviously great opportunities to nab. Trebuchets are fairly solid mechs. They're packed to their gills with missiles. And we have you handled, buddy. 16 of 30. Coach, where be you? Yeah, Clement's just gonna sort of step into a little bit more of an anti-building role and flatten the building. We will shut off one of our Tiger PPCs because they are stupid hot. I need to get my hands on another clan ER PPC because they are so much colder than the Tigers.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, and the champion should be in a fairly good position to flatten the building. You know what? Don't shoot the heavy Gauss rifle purely so that I can... And don't shoot that. Hunt a slightly less established building. That way you can not risk jamming your MML, and more importantly, you'll get the recoil under control, because I think the heavy Gauss rifle is not quite recoil neutral on that mech. Okay, Thanatos. Yeah, give me another building.
Acknowledged.
Alright, the entire enemy base has been flattened. Most of it from artillery, which is quite nice.
Locking in coordinates.
The other fun thing about that mech is it is very capable even if it gets in close to somebody. Okay, we're going to move. We're going to basically stand right next to you.
Consider it done.
Hi, buddy. MML Infernos. Light you on all the fire, buddy.
Fire.
Should not have stepped out of the water. And that'll shut him down. He's feeling a tad stressed, as you do.
Waiting for orders.
You don't have a target, so what you're going to do is you're just going to sort of hang around as a point defense.
Coordinates received.
You're going to overload your AMS, and you're going to chill.
Need something, Chief?
Paradox, you're a Marauder. Do you have a line of sight anywhere? No, see, this is the downside of the tactic that we picked of basically standing on top of a hill and, well, flattening the universe, is we don't actually see anything. So I'm going to see if I can't blast my way through the building. In fact, what I'll do is Maybe tag barrage off. Gauss rifle off.
Roger. Splitting
One
fire.
down. And 2 down. There, that should open up our targeting opportunities a little bit better.
Your money, boys and girls.
Indeed.
Ready for orders.
Yes, there's Mackie. Ooh, shouldn't use the Mackie to fire. Not from here, anyway. Because it'll drop the shell basically right on top of my friends. I would prefer that not to happen.
Aye, aye.
So if I shoot your head... I mean, the blast radius on that is just a little bit too big. So for now... you don't have direct line of sight? Do you see this? You do. Okay, what you're gonna do? You're gonna target this and this. You're not gonna shoot the artillery. Oh, 320 health in the building? Holy crap. Yeah, do something like this.
Roger.
There it goes. Although you're probably not gonna be able to flatten this building. It's got a lot of health. Now the reason I'm gonna wait on this is because I'm gonna move away from him. I could shoot even more, but no, you're just gonna... Just in case anything desperately goes wrong, I'll be in a position to follow up quite nicely.
Copy that, Commander.
They're going to be spending quite a bit of effort on basically trying to save 2 mechs that we really shouldn't have to bother with. So wait for the trebuchet to finally make its motion. I'll say the Griffin's probably a better steal because it's got the better fusion core, and that's kind of what I'm just going to be robbing here is fusion cores. Because despite the 5 of 21 salvage, this mission kind of was not worth it. Point defense, 3 missiles got through, but hey, we've got it under control. Also going to fire one towards the Axman. Cruel, dude. Very cruel. And you temperatured up, which was your biggest mistake, because now Death Crusade is just going to come dashing along over there. And he's going to light you on fire.
Let's move.
79%. That'll have to do, but I think I'll be able to make it work with all of my missiles. Nice. Shut down. Okay. Now we can start trying to take heads off.
Ready for orders.
Howl. Take aim at his face. Shut off all other weapons. And go for it. Oh, heavy gas rifle, please. Call shot head.
Taking shot.
That was not his head.
Moving to position.
I'll probably have to avoid doing that in the future then. Thanatos. Drop it on his head. 60 is not enough. You must do more. Well, might be enough. Well, it won't be, but we'll get to work on it. Okay, a little bit of damage scattered all over the place. Steadily move on forward. Coach in the lament. Coach actually does not have any sort of bonuses to accuracy, so Coach will not be wasting his time here.
All right, but I'm itching to go.
We know. We know. You're going to step back.
On my way.
In fact, everybody's kind of going to give room because, well, the artillery is going to be coming to play with this one. No shot. Okay, I need to get you... Oh, you can see something. Where was it? I am going to move Mockingbird out of the way. And then I'm going to reserve Paradox. So that I can have Jester
Holding for tactical advantage.
drop a shell onto his head. And you're going to fire a high explosive because it'll do less damage.
Locking on target.
But I was kind of hoping that it would kill you.
I'm under heavy fire.
No, you're not. Oh, actually, that might be Death Crusade. Yeah, you're not turning on anytime soon.
Receiving you.
So now Paradox can move into a position that half sees the target. Go for the head. You've got 3 chances. Don't kill a center torso. Okay, head hit, pilot injured. Wait, he's not dead though? How? Like, what gun did I shoot that doesn't have total kill capability on that? Coach, yeah, you're chilling.
Copy that, Commander.
Paradox, you've already done enough.
Holding
It's
here.
up to Death Crusade now. Yeah, get him behind him where he still has armor.
Way.
And fire everything. How's his center torso armor? Pretty rough, actually. Fire into his shoulder.
Target lock.
Pilot bailed. Nice. Okay, so we've got that one out. So now we just need to work on the other one, which we started to work on, and well, his center torso is pretty clean open. It's gonna be a burning job or nothing at all.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Because otherwise we will kill it 100%. I mean, it's got 8 center torso left.
Commander?
Now, why am I going to such great lengths to minimize the amount of, well, to maximize the number of mechs I steal? The 521 salvage. I mean, it's a huge amount of salvage for what ended up being a mission that did not really have that much.
Yes, Commander.
He needs to get to the back because his center torso is too open.
Going full throttle.
And how's his armor? 25, not good enough. His shoulder is 60. Yeah, we'll work with shoot that shoulder again. All the weapons on. Fire away. Come on, pilot, get out of the mech. You don't want to be in that mech, trust me.
Ready for orders. Roger.
And everybody else is just gonna chill. This is entirely Death Crusade show at this point. This is why I need another energy-based mech. Which is why that Black Knight tempts me.
Ready for orders.
But without 6 plasma rifles, I don't have enough chance to immediately shut it down.
Confirmed.
So I'm not quite sure how I want to build it. If I keep it, we could always sell it. Sell it for more cash to do more things.
Stabilizing and bracing.
There's Death Crusade. Other shoulder. All of the MMLs this time. Dude, you are all alone. Just give up.
Yes.
He may not give up. If he falls over, though,
Roger that.
we're just gonna end up killing him. I will attempt a single Gauss rifle shell to his face at that point, but until that happens, I'm gonna give it my best shot to see if we can't steal it as well. Trebuchets are good, solid mechs. They're the sort of mech that I don't want to fight in its weight class, so it's good.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Orders.
All right, we're starting to burn through armor pretty bad here. Center torso 23, 10. Yeah, shoot for the sides. I was afraid of that. Yeah, we set off his ammunition and blew up the whole mech. Yeah, well, we tried. We tried, didn't quite work. But we're at least getting the 55-ton Griffin, which honestly was the better prize. But I kind of wanted to take them both. We'll have to see what we can find sifting through the wreckage. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a huge amount. What do you got? Increased payment. 116,000 even after drop costs. Minimal damage on the mechs, which is good. Champion, a little bit messed up. I can actually get quite a bit here. Cockpit basics, fusion cores. Fusion core might be a good pickup. Standard fusion engines, Sabo rounds. Yeah, so here's how this is going to work. We're going to grab the 275, that. We're going to get the 4 Vulcan parts, and the 5 Griffin parts. And of course, they gave us the rest of everything. We left the standard fusion engines on the ground, which is good because they're terrible. And we got all of the cores, which is nice. So we can sell off a couple of those. Make a little bit extra cash on this one, make this mission a little bit more worthwhile. 55-ton mech, especially a Griffin, is not something we're interested in. It is a good mech. Don't get me wrong. Griffins are solid mech designs. For RogueTech and for a company that's currently in sort of averaging in the 70-ish ton range, really not super useful anymore. The main problem that you're going to run into with a Griffin is the fact that it's got all of its weapons currently based on the one side. That may change. That may have some other open hard points on the rest of the mech, but I don't think so. So we're going to have to take a look. 23,000, 4-day repair. Okay, that's not bad. I imagine most of that is the champion because of that hit to the knee that it took. And champion's only 2 days. All right, so it'll be a 2-day repair time for everybody, which means we'll be able to turn this around pretty much immediately, which is great. Then again, we're going to come over to our mech bay. We're going to come to storage. Trebuchet, we're not interested in. 120,000. The Clint, obviously, we're not interested in. The Vulcan came close to getting the whole thing, but we're going to sell it all for 3.5 million Seagulls. And we're going to ready the Griffin. Now, the reason, I've mentioned this before, but you always ready any mech that you have free parts for, because it will give you free kit. So I don't think we're going to get anything useful, but we're going to check out to see what actually managed to survive in the mech. And it was, yeah, the jump jets and pretty much nothing else. So we are obviously not going to keep the mech. Actually, cancel. 3 energy, 3 missile, all in this right side. There's 2 support hardpoints in either hand, so you can put on like fists and stuff like that. But it's a pretty... It's not a great mech for RogueTech purposes. But if you want to just talk normal BattleTech, Griffins are pretty solid mechs. They're one of the best 55 Thunders. So we scrap the Griffin, get rid of that. And we're up to 4 million, which is very nice. Come on over to the store, see if they've got anything for us. But I need a whole bunch of cash so I can build my 200 Thunders that I've been putting off. Somebody's running the Thunderbolts. King Crab Risk. Specifically that version. So mounts Gauss Rifles instead of AC-20s. Much like Dr. Pokey from our MechWarrior 5 campaign. Rack 2 ammo, no. Medium heavy laser clan. I'm kind of tempted, but they're really not as good as you think they are. Like, you think they're good, but they're good. They're okay, but they're not great. Let's see. No good ammo there. Fire Fists, I think I have some. Assault level jump jets. Terrible core. Combat shield is nice. I think I've got one. Yes, I do. And ballistic plus. Oh, that is so tempting. Is it worth it? No, it's not. +1 ballistic, +1 accuracy, -1 recoil. That's actually really garbage. Weapon mount. Ooh, I need more of these, right? Oh yes, I literally need one of these.
New equipment available.
The reason why we needed it was because we have been we needed it for the vulture to put it on his other arm. Oh, that was clutch right there. Thank you so much. A ++ indirect fire is a +3 accuracy. I need to check to see what sort of indirect targeting computer. Oh no, it doesn't have an indirect. It can't have an indirect. Right. I had forgotten. Oof. Let's see. The Mackie has a ++ and the... Where is it? The Thanatos. Didn't avoid... There it is. Has a ++ as well. So it is the fire control system of choice for us. It is quite expensive. I don't think I need it. I want it for obvious reasons. And it'll allow me to build another artillery mech. And I think I have the pieces. Yeah, I do have the pieces to build a long tom mech minus some of the ammo. So... But it's a million C-bills. Do I have anything worth selling? If I can get myself up to 5 million C-bills, I will consider it. Show me heat. Emergency cooling, LAM, 175 rated fusion core, a couple of 200 cores. Yeah, I'm not selling any of these. These are too important to me right now. And I don't have any spare engines. Right. We might run into more kit. I mean, we are going to be running a couple more missions today. Settling a grudge, probably. Or Reconquest might be the better idea. Because it is the 417. 417 would give us a pretty decent amount. I'm not doing this. This is suicidal. Well, actually, it's not suicidal. It's boring is the problem you're going to run into. I think I'd pass on it. Because right now... Oh, I do need to check the barracks as well, but everybody's sick. Right now, the only other artillery piece that we have, I believe, is the long tom. And the long tom I can't use for anything right now. Go to our center. Yeah. Long tom has to be mounted in a side torso because it's too big for any other location. You can't mount anything else inside that location. It is incredibly inaccurate and it's doing 90 damage versus 75 damage from the sniper artillery, and well, it's 10 tons heavier. The long tom are 30 tons versus the 10 tons of the sniper artillery. The 20 tons of the sniper artillery, which is pretty brutal. I mean, you're picking up 15 damage for 10 full tons. I don't think it's kind of worth it. Also, the splash damage is much bigger, but also we don't have ammunition for it. We have sniper and thumper ammo, so I could build another sniper mech if I had the kit for it. Can't quite build another thumper yet because I am about 2 tons of sniper ammo is probably just enough. So I have the ammo for either one of those mechs, and I'll probably try and build one of those at some point. There's more tonnage inside this, by the way. If we wanted to, we could swap other things out and put in an XL engine, and that would make it even better. But it's supposed to be a bit of a slow, long-range fire support mech, so it's pretty fine where it is. All right, so we need just a couple of days. So uno, dos, stop, mech back. Right, so we currently have the Black Knight still sitting here doing nothing. I don't know what I want to do with it. I'm not in any rush at the moment. I still have, 4 other mechs that I'm currently building, one of which is just a repair job anyway. So even this is not all that important. So I'm going to leave it there for a little while longer because I don't really need to do anything crazy with it just yet. I'm going to quickly cycle out there. Ooh, good. Coach has leveled up, and Coach can pick up Called Shot Master. I think it's a little bit more important to get more headshot people. Because we have good shutdown capability, we just need more headshots. Jester can either go with more injuries and melee resist or pick up maximum evasion and an increased sprint. We're going to give him the increased sprint because that'll help him sort of keep pace with the Mackie.
Commander?
And then next level obviously is his final level of Guts, which will be huge. And he'll be our first 10 level pilot, which will be great.
Good to go.
Alright, Command Center. Bring me to Reconquest. Oh, I'm so tempted to do Settling Aggression. Yeah, we'll take Reconquest for 17 priority salvage against the local pirate organization. They tend to have some interesting gear that we might be able to rob them of. The Lament, the Rakatar, the Axman, and the Catapult. Of course, Mockingbird goes into the Rakatar. Her gunnery 10, hoping to keep those guns not jamming. Attack extent in the Catapult to make sure that it moves very, very quickly. Showboat is our melee pilot, obviously going to the Axman, although I need a higher gunnery on her for her AMS protection. And then Coach is our last pilot, just sort of left over. However, he does now have Call Shot Mastering, which will improve his ability to plink off heads. And in fact, that means that everybody except Showboat has Call Shot Mastery. Pretty good, actually. So I have a lot of options now for trying to take heads. And since he's driving the Lament, he'll actually have a fairly decent capability of going for headshots. Unfortunately, he has Sensor Lock instead of Warlord, so he can't increase his damage to a point where he would have 66 damage, which is just enough for a headshot. But it'll do fine. So, a destroy base for 3 skulls, 4 of 17 priority salvage, 291,200 Seabills for all that lovely, lovely cash that we're not going to have. In fact, pretty much all of that except for like 100,000, less than that, like 89-ish thousand, is going to be spent on drop cost. So all of the money that we're going to be making in today's operation is coming purely from that salvage of 417. So we're going to have to be kind of careful about it. And I've been taking missions really heavily on the salvage without having enough mechs to sort of back that up. I need more heat generation. I need more mechs with MMLs that can put out Inferno SRMs. I need plasma mechs. I need something to back it up. So we're going to need to get our hands on something like that. We're going to need to design that way. Unfortunately, the mechs we've picked up are not designed for that. And the mechs we've recently built are also not designed for it. Long distance travel across a fairly narrow... Oh, actually, no, it's just a big open cove. Oh, goodness. Am I going to have to go all the way around? I might actually be able to walk through the center, but it's going to be rough.
Commander.
All right, Death Crusade, get on the march. Now, they are, of course, here to blow up all the facilities and structures, so we can just bombard it with our artillery. We will use all of our high explosive shells to just flatten this entire location. Sprint on forward.
Confirmed.
Now, is your artillery in range? Because it might not be.
Affirmative.
In range and doing a decent amount of damage already.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Showboat just going to hang up front with the friends. And it's actually going to take us a long time to get in here because as far as I'm seeing, there's really not a whole heck of a lot of like land routes to get here. So we're just going to have to sort of walk across the open water, which really kind of sucks.
On it.
Rush on forward, switch that on, just so make sure that I don't forget to activate it at the very end.
For orders.
Rakatar. Actually, the Rakatar should do okay on this battle. Not amazingly, because odds are positioning is not going to be something we're going to be able to do very well. From what I'm looking at, we're just not going to have a whole heck of a lot of options, but direct fire support, she's going to do a lot of damage scattered all over mechs, which should be okay.
Orders.
Obviously, less than ideal. You want them side angle shots for that maximum capability for what the mech can do. But if you don't have that, there's other options as well.
Target
More
locked.
artillery.
It's go time.
Good damage. If I have...
Losing lots of armor.
Yes, they are. That sounded like a lot of mechs.
Skipper.
Keep the Lament going forward. The Lament now capable of headshot action. Doesn't have a shot, but it has identified the first mech. It is a Centurion with a heavy laser pirate, medium. Okay, so there's some interesting gear right there. Not in range for the PPC shot, so we just identify the target.
Standing by.
And we'll rush the Thanatos on... Actually, Thanatos, you just have a shot? Oh yeah, you absolutely do. Again, we're taking this one for entire salvage, so I'm just going to rush on forward. I'm going to continue to shell the base. What have we identified? It's an urban mech pirate. Ooh, it's got a rotary rectify pirate. I'm going to direct fire, and my problems are sprinting and height +1. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Hit it regardless. Nice.
Yeah. What can I do you for?
Death Crusade's Catapult. Gonna start getting in on the action. And obviously not going to fire anything just yet. We need to wait until we can get into SRM range. And we basically need to cook him in one round of shooting. The tag barrage will help with that, because the tag barrage does heat as well. And if we combine the two, we might get something interesting. Well, that's fascinating. We've been hit by a PPC. A PPC from a fire starter. Something feels wrong about that.
Let's move.
Okay, champion moving on forward. Not in range to do anything. Yeah, the Racketeer probably is not going to get in range to do anything for a little while. It can see it, it just can't do anything about it. Paradox, on the other hand, might actually be able to get the range. If not this turn, then certainly... Oh, we can get it this turn.
Copy that.
By rushing over to the side until I have a Gauss rifle shot. I've got 20 shots. Do it.
Roger that.
It's by 29, which is not terrible.
That's a miss.
So now we can just continue to rush Showboat in. Showboat providing the Iron Dome defense so that we can keep everybody protected. Utilizing her AMS in order to shoot down all incoming missiles. We have a Nightshade helicopter. Okay. I'm not super worried about it. I don't think I have a reason to be worried about it. I don't run into Nightshades very often. The normal ones that you think about are Nidhogg's Yellow Jackets and Seth Stealth Bombers. Seth Stealth Bombers are dangerous because they've got 4 arrows and just are really hard to hit. Nidhogg gunships are just nightmares because they generally have some really good weapon, but then they've also got all kinds of anti-support weaponry. They bring bombs, they bring flares, they bring all kinds of anti-missile defense, which if you're an AMS, if you're a missile-heavy company, they're your worst nightmare. Okay, missed this by 70%. Very good. The one thing artillery can't do is artillery cannot lay a shell down on top of... actually, if you just shot here... the Nightshade, no. It can't lay an artillery shell down on top of VTOLs, which kind of sucks. I will go for a shaped charge. I will go for a penetration on that shaped charge with Warlord. And we'll see if we can knock out the urban mech. Shattered. Good job. And you'll just continue to walk forward. Actually, you should probably walk over to the side to get this high ground advantage a little bit. Yeah, we'll vector over in that direction. Got another trebuchet. Interesting. Probably a pirate version. So has... oh no, it's a pretty standard version. Got a Donner heli chopper. And I wanted to see what that was. Centauri moving in as well. Show me the Donner. There it is. Light tag, medium heavy laser clans, and rocket packs. Oh, so we got some clan tech out here. And we got a mortar carrier. Okay, time for... I think that was the AC-5 from the turret, but I'm not sure. Oh wait, no, that's a Thunderfire cannon, isn't it? That's you. Oh, the Hellstorm cannon. Which is like a rack, except, you know, not in artillery form. I will have multiple shots. We'll do it. Tell me what we see. 12%, 1.2%, and yeah, not happening. Death Crusade is going to rush on forward as well. So we do have a Hellstorm turret that needs to die. That'll be the primary target at this point. I don't really have a shot at anybody out here at the moment. I mean, I'd love to shoot at you, but the accuracy is just all so terrible. I assume we're being jammed. Indirect fire, long range, target move +8. Oh no, they're just moving really quickly. Okay, that makes a certain amount of sense. Oh, what were you again? Show me the Nightshade. Is there a yellow jacket in the back? Oh, you're just a light AC-2. You're totally ignorable. Right. Alright, so we'll just fire at the Donner. 3.6 is not going to hit, but you know what? Missiles are missiles. Hey, we got a hit. Nice job. Did you jam anything? You didn't. Okay, good. Coach, the Lament. I'm going to head over towards a little bit of high ground. See if I can grab some. 40% is not bad. The Nightshade is 16, 23 on the Firestarter. Urban Mech is a 40%, 54 on the Hellstorm. I'll take the Hellstorm. Missed all 3 times. Unfortunate. Showboat. Showboat is even less likely to be able to hit anything. Let's be honest here. She's not there for the long-range combat capability of the 3 ER medium pirate lasers. She's very much for the I'ma beat you in the face. But yeah, the Hellstorm artillery probably the most dangerous thing on the field right now. Purely because it is a multi-shot artillery cannon that we saw. Maybe I should build a Hellstorm artillery mech. That might be interesting. Show me the Hellstorm, please. That's pretty good. 89%.
I copy.
Good hit. Stripped away most of its armor as well.
Roger.
If they come in close, they're in trouble because he can just unload his medium pulse lasers on mobile targets. So the Thanatos is a fairly solid swing roll mech. It can do both of whatever it wants to do. They get in close. He's got pulse lasers and an MML-15 filled to the brim with acid SRMs, which just utterly annihilate whatever actually comes towards it. And if you stay long, well, that super cannon is just going to continue to peck away at you until your entire mech implodes, because we cored out the entire main structure. Although I am currently trying to steal things again, so I might be being a little bit too aggressive on that steel front. I just want to rob every little bit of you.
Waiting for orders.
When the Rakatar gets in range, though, you're all going to be in trouble. That's how this works. When the Rakatar gets in range, everybody dies.
Roger, Skipper. Kicking
For the most part.
Need something?
Paradox is Marauder. What I need you to do is I need you to get in range of that Hellstorm cannon again. Actually, can you do it from here? Not really. That does not show the Hellstorm cannon, but that does kind of give you a high ground advantage, which I'm going to run for, because you have good firepower, and I want to be able to utilize that to the maximum. So I can hit the Nightshade. I will Warlord to go after that Nightshade as well for the 74% accuracy.
Engaging.
Missed by 20%, almost as much as was possible to miss by. So essentially he rolled a 1. Not good. Wasted a Warlord. Centurion continues to come on forward, shooting the Axman. Missile's not really doing as much as it kind of wants it to, because the Axman has the advanced AMS on board, keeping everything under control. The Mackie is going to demonstrate why you do not mess with the Mackie. 74%, not quite as well as I wanted. Doesn't have the direct fire range. Keep the shape charge.
Taking the shot.
And gone.
One less turret.
No more artillery. And we're swinging left,
Coordinates received.
so that we can get that high ground bonus. The high ground bonus is huge. As we saw in the last episode, a +9 high ground bonus basically allowed us to get perfect accuracy on anything we wanted at any point. So we have removed the Hellstorm. There's a Bola. That is probably a hyper laser. So I should probably kill it. Yeah, it is. It's in overclock mode too. So that Bola is incredibly dangerous. It's got a lot of penetration power on that single weapon, so we do want to make sure that it is not a viable thing anymore. Unfortunately, I don't think I have many pilots close enough to in order to lay sensor lock in order to improve our odds of hitting it, because it's going to be hard to nail. Trebuchet slipping off to the side. That's fine. Laying down fire on the Axman, but the Axman is not really doing a great job of defending itself. I should probably overload the point defense system. There's not that much coming our way, but I would like to keep the damage to a minimum. But yeah, we can flatten this base from maximum range if we want to. I mean, we never had to get within range. We only did it because I wanted to. Artillery onto the Axman. Ooh, so I'm getting close. Hopefully he's not laying fast down, but we want him dead as well. Which means we're starting to stack up a number of targets that we want dead. I think the Bola, though, has to be the primary target. Because the Bola is carrying a hyper laser, and a hyper laser is not playing around. It's 100 damage in a large laser form, which is just not something you want to mess with. I don't think you have a shot on the Bola. You have a shot on the light mortar carrier, but it's a terrible shot. Oh, you do. She's not a very good shot. Are you in sensor lock range? Oh, you are. Your sensors are huge. Thank you so much. So laying the sensor lock down, we'll see if we can improve more and more accuracy on them. 54, not good enough because I want to knock down some of these VTOLs.
Lock it off with all weapons.
I'm really disappointed he missed, but hey, we can operate with that. Rush on forward quite aggressively.
All on air.
And, yeah, terrible. I really should be working on that Donner first. Serums and Elrams, it does not care. Same here, so if it doesn't care, we're going to shoot it down with listen kills. There we go, we got the first one done. The Donner's the more dangerous one, but we're removing the number of enemies on the field. And that works to a certain extent of being important. Get into some cover. Yes, you can't shoot, but that's fine. You may absorb some fire, and that'll be helpful.
Receiving you.
Howl's champion, on the other hand, probably needs to actually cause a little bit more effect when it goes. Because it is a bit more of an aggressive cavalry mech. And I want to make sure that it does something. Flamer, ERPPC. Holy crap, that's... You've got to be a fire starter Omni, aren't you? So you're actually a 45-ton. Mortar carrier is terrible. Terrible. The Bolage is a 16. I can hit the Centurion, but the Centurion's packed with some interesting kit that I want to steal. I will not do anything.
Orders.
Very aggressive pushing forward, but in the end didn't have the situation fully under control. Bullology, 70%. I don't have the direct fire shot just yet. Shape charge, yes please. That's a lot of armor. Do I have a sense of lock capability? No, our range is just a little bit shorter than that. So,
Affirmative.
long range shell missed by 25% and landed right over here.
Hit.
Luckily for us, because it was on shape charge mode, it kept the range relatively small, or the blast fragment radius relatively small, because we were going for a direct penetrating hit. Didn't get it, but we're working on it. I'd like to kill this thing before he blows up his own hyper laser. If he's firing in overclock mode, he's doing, I think, like 120 or 130 damage. So if I can kill him before he gets an opportunity to kill anybody with that, or before he gets a chance to blow that up, I can steal that. Because that's worth quite a bit of cash, even if I'm not necessarily going to use it.
Ready for orders.
Jester. 37%. No direct fire shot. That's really just not good enough. Do you have... Yeah, you've got the mech turrets. Fire at that. Okay, another solid hit. And we'll just keep pressing towards that side angle. Yeah, the bullet was just too hard to hit at that point. I could have fired just a random attack round shell. It would have caused some fragment damage, but I don't think it's where I want to be investing most of my heavy artillery. I do want to remove this urban mech because Rack 5s are quite dangerous in that they will make us have to pay a lot of money. They won't kill us, but they'll make us pay a lot of money. And combined with other people, they might actually get to us. Do you have shots just from here? Can kill. Not really. Eh, you can hurt him. So the Centurion is basically a dead man if you want him. I'll move up higher.
Copy that. Full speed.
Good shot on the Centurion. Decent shot on that. I have the bullet in my sights.
Got it.
Oh, good hit. 75 damage already laid down onto the target. So that's a start. We need to get a little bit closer to let the heavy large just breathe. Whole bunch of lasers hitting the catapult, deciding that it needs to die, which, to be fair, is probably a really good idea on his part. And a Mockingbird. Mockingbird can see him. Oh, you don't say.
Full speed.
No. Yes. There's nothing about you that is special, unfortunately. You are a bog standard trebuchet, and so I feel no qualms about, well, ripping you apart. There we go. Triggered his ammunition and blew up the entire mech. The vulnerability. This is why you case your weapons, or, you know, put on either mechs that don't have any weapons that can explode, or you play very, very carefully. Like, I'm kind of not, actually, at the moment. I'm being a little bit overly aggressive. Oof. Should probably turn on my AMSs to overload at this point. There's a little too much coming my way that I don't like. Down to 14. I assume we're going to hit that bola. Hopefully he won't move. If he doesn't move and just shoots, I can probably get some pinpoint accuracy artillery fire on him to remove him. The ability to reach out and touch the backline is very satisfying. Even when I can't see the backline. Artillery, man. It is lovely. Okay, light mortar carrier. Please be a bad shot. You're not a bad shot, are you? I gotta figure out what artillery that is.
Damage is minor, Commander.
So what are you? Oh, it's just AoE shells. Oh, okay, I gotcha. That's not terrible. That's an idea. It's basically the same thing as what I'm doing. It's meant to cause havoc over those wide an area as possible. Whew, missed. Please don't break your gun until I kill you. I think they recognize the tenant. Pirate rack. Didn't connect, okay. But yeah, that's why you want to knock out this turret. Sometime soon, preferably. Did you take a hit? Maybe you did. He doesn't say anything about it. Oh, the gas shell, of course it was on his head. Where else would it possibly be? Well, I like the bullology. It would have been useful in other places.
I copy.
What? I didn't ask you to move, but okay. Well, it's basically the same shot. But you missed really badly.
Negative damage.
That's unfortunate, because I kind of wanted that shot to blow you apart. The closer I get here, the worse this is gonna get.
Hey, let's see what this baby can do.
Overload. I don't wanna. I can't cook them unless I cook them all at once. So I'm going to risk a little bit here. We're going to give him 80 heat, and we're going to hope that I unjammed everything. Okay, next round he gets to just absolutely torch everybody. And you need to get a line of sight on that helicopter if you can. Oh, come on, come on. Helicopter's not obeying the laws of physics. Yeah, it doesn't see it. Okay, if you were just, you know, sit here like a turret and just blast away at people. Oh, that's beautiful. Kill it, please. Alright, not exactly the best round of shooting that you've ever done, but I'll take what I can get. Take cover. And we got the fire starter rushing on into the field. Looks like he's got a jammer. Or he's being affected by jamming. Which is helpful to us. Yeah, they're trying to put as much fire on the catapult as they can. Chester? Chester's up in the Mackie? Holy crap. Why is the accuracy so bad? Okay. We're gonna wait on him.
Waiting for orders.
Racketar has managed to jam both barrels, which is extra bad. But hey, you can get a medium laser range. So I may as well take it. 44s, but you're not generating any heat in your problems like that. And wasn't able to connect with it anyway. And that'll move Howl. Can Howl actually get into position on anybody? Kind of, but not really. I mean, we can try to engage like turrets and stuff, but I want to avoid being seen by that bola.
Double time.
I don't want to get shot by it. Trying to save you. Kind of want to save you as well. I'll warlord and see if I can just lob a shell at that light LRM carrier.
Engaging target.
Or, you know, you could miss and hit the fire starter. Oh, there goes the ERPPC. It wasn't a big deal, if I'm completely honest. Because, come on, at the end of the day, it's not all that dangerous. I actually have a direct line of sight on you. Gonna give you an AoE shell. Enjoy.
Firing on target.
Vehicle destroyed. Couldn't actually see what was going on because of, you know, the whole view being up.
That's hit hard.
Who'd you shoot in the back? Not you. Not you either. Okay. So it was just his normal audio thing. Because they don't quite understand how artillery works. The game does not quite fully grasp the point of artillery. Look at these lovely overlapping jamming fields. They are gorgeous. It's kind of funny, the champion almost looks like a boat. Paradox, you're a marauder. You do see things from up here, which is lovely. Can kill, can kill. You have a shot. It's a good one.
Engaging target.
Another solid hit, just plinking away.
Commander?
Shoeboot. Shoeboot can run. Sure, why not?
Right, Commander.
Go right there. Not you, not you. But in fact, actually, yeah, I should probably
Roger that.
make you concerned for your life. We got jamming fields all over the place, ECM bubbles all over the place. We are turning this into our own little electronic warfare playground. Bola G coming on. Damn it. It's always the champion.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Right, we gotta get you away. Please tell me it was something useless that I don't actually invest in. I mean, I kind of doubt it, but there's always the opportunity and the chance of good things happening to me. Also, you're on top of me, which I don't know if that was your plan, but it might be a bad idea. Like, going for the Mackie like this, I'm not quite sure it's going to end quite the way you think it is, although you could just be getting behind the Thanatos, because the Thanatos has been just laying waste to you. But yeah, Champion's going to be in the shop for like 10 days again. Which kind of sucks, because I like it. It's a great little cavalry mech. Although I tend to be a little bit too aggressive with it. Shooting the Racketar. Fascinating. Okay, you showed me yours. Now let me show you what I can do with both rack barrels. Holy whoa! Cut right through that CT. We gotta get this mech out of here now. There's too much important gear on that. And the overloaded AMS going nuts on this one. Looks like somebody hot-loaded something. Howl's on 22. Alright, I need showboat, overload, Jester, overload. I want all of my AMS at maximum efficiency now. I could just turn around and fry you, I think. 54 is not particularly good. What if I just stood still and killed people? 66, 77. Ooh, the bullet is honorable. You have been oddly consistently inconsistent.
Order.
Alright, Death Crusade, you catapult. Alright, remember how we were playing and I didn't really like totally torch you? Let me rectify that. First things first though, we're gonna lay a sensor lock on the bola. Make everybody have as easy a time as hitting it as possible. Because hyper lasers, man, are no joke. Oh I didn't fully cook them. I'm an idiot. Idiot. Oh well. I'll take care of it later.
Okay, I'm on it.
The temperature's rising despite the fact being in the middle of water. I need to get Howl out of here. Oh, thank God for the point defense. Yeah, I'll be able to run the champion out of here. We'll get it free and clear. But that Donner needs to die. Because that Donner is currently equipped with weapon systems that make me concerned.
Orders?
Sprint. Sprint far and fast.
Confirmed.
With the center torso exposed, I've only got back armor with which to tank with.
Commander.
You. Target the bola. 93. I like that. Penetration. I like that more.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Gonna walk into the woods.
Acknowledged.
And then Mockingbird. Might be a little bit too close. Step slightly back. Turn the racks back on. Yes.
Coordinates received.
Hi. You really annoyed me. Actually, to be fair, it was the bola that really annoyed me, but, you know, you need to die too.
Crawler destroyed.
Orders.
And you need to target the bola. Still not in direct fire range. You know what? Ramp it up with a full-on warlord. And if you wouldn't mind making this one hurt.
Locking on target.
You missed, but you missed in a way that allowed you to nail another target, so I suppose I shouldn't complain too much, but I still have some complaints. Ooh, the bola moved out of your range. Get into a position where you can kill that bola. It is vitally important to do so. There's the bola.
On the move.
79.
Firing on target.
Did a good job of getting through the armor again, but it's not dead.
Waiting for orders.
That has me mildly concerned. Push on in a little bit. Be slightly overly aggressive.
Here we go.
Oh, that's stealth technology, baby. It's actually going to survive another turn. That really sucks. Because if it hits me, it's gonna hurt a lot. I don't know how it survived, though, considering how much artillery it pounded into it. Yeah, that Centurion's a cooking. It's also, you know, not as intact as I intended. See, how badly damaged are you? Okay, bolt coming in. Jesus, this thing.
You can see daylight through my armor.
That is my left arm containing my pirate ER mediums. Yeah, bolas are dangerous. Light alarm carrier actually could cause some pretty serious problems. Anybody can cause serious problems to me now if they hit my left side. PPC, interesting. Coming for the turret, no doubt. Ooh, crit my laser. Please don't do that.
I'm getting all shot up, Commander.
Yeah, we're gonna get you out of there. Coach. As element. You're gonna position yourself like so.
I got you.
And you're gonna do me a very big favor of not shooting your friend in the back. You're also gonna lay down a sensor lock on top of him to make everybody's life just a little bit easier. We're on the other side now, unfortunately. But blast away. Okay, we dug right on through his armor.
Yes, Commander.
You are to continue to run,
Okay. Going full throttle.
because you are not safe to have on the field anymore.
Waiting for orders.
Death Crusade! Maybe focusing a bit too much on the Centurion, I will admit. But I want to have it on fire. Inferno, inferno, inferno. Yeah, light it up. Oh, ammunition explosion. It's gone. We tried.
Good to go.
Showboat. Showboat a shooting scoot. You can walk. Slide to the side. Okay. Go do that. It's like a cherry tomato. There we go. Showboat finishing it off.
Move her down.
And now you're going to turn to face your right side to protect that left arm.
Commander.
Now Jester is going to get back to work on knocking out this turret.
Roger that.
How badly did I miss? Pretty badly it would appear.
How's it going?
Paradox. Should probably kill everything else here. Let's be honest with ourselves. Yeah, die. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Shoot.
Got down.
Pounded, Commander.
Just outside the blast radius. Actually, no, she probably did get hit. And it does. Light alarm carrier, urban mech. Direct charge.
Engaging target.
Popped.
Turret destroyed.
I will move forward a little bit. Mockingbird. Only jammed one of her rotaries this time. So not doing as well as she does on when she's having a really good day, but doing well enough. Would prefer to be a little bit more on target, but hey. Forgot to turn off that tag barrage, and now there's just a massive fire in the middle of the water. Overloaded AMS going to work on everybody. Although I suppose the Mackies is not helping. 2 PPCs now. And the fire disappears.
Good to go.
Death Crusade. Flames on the way. What are you? Heavy sniper turret. Do fire and flames. Set yourself up to LRM mode. And yeah, just start flooding it with fire. We'll knock them all out.
Yep.
The Lament has a not a great shot, but we'll take it. Oh, beautiful. Not a great shot at all, but still managed to absolutely drill into it. Beautiful. Love it.
Move order received.
Howl is still out of this fight.
Commander?
Showboat is also now out of this fight because Showboat has concluded her operations.
Moving fast.
And that means it's just the artillery boys that are still left. Yeah, twin PPC. Direct charge.
Confirmed.
Popped.
That turret is gone.
Got one more sniper turret to take care of.
On the move.
Waiting for orders.
Mockingbird can get a line of sight on it. We can wipe it out early, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The AC-5 has a really decent range, but it's not like the most insane in the universe. For that, you'd need, you know, Rack 2s, which we could get, but I kind of don't want to bother with. I'm not going to Warlord because I wouldn't have the benefit. Wouldn't have the benefit of my heavies, and I want to make sure my heavies are in on this one. Shape charge.
Target confirmed.
Good pickup. Knocked out all of his armor. So now he's
All
really
out of
vulnerable.
20 ammo. Move order received.
So we have to now use high explosive rounds. And Howl
Standing by.
not doing anything. Coach.
Confirmed.
Does Coach see it from here? Coach does not. Coach must move up a little bit for maximum range shooting. Fire
All
away.
weapons. Go.
2 hits out of 3. Not bad. Again, he has been incredibly consistent with that double hit, except without a couple of 3 times when he manages to absolutely nail whatever he's actually going for. Yeah, last of my shape charge. Okay, it's almost dead.
Critical hit, Commander. AC-10, ammo gone.
And let's see if I can't get close enough. I can.
Copy that, Commander.
Our base is going down. Let's warload it up because it's the final shoot. Shattered.
Enemy eliminated.
Receiving you.
Death Crusade can now move in. Don't get too close though, for obvious reasons. I don't feel like, you know, dealing with the incoming artillery too much.
Ready for
Paradox and the Marauder. Do you have a line of sight from here? You don't. Because you can't shoot things that you can't see.
orders. On my way.
Unlike
Go.
artillery.
Confirmed.
Good job. And one more structure and that'll be
Glad
this
that
sorted.
Commander.
I don't see it, but you know what? You can lay down a sniper shell right in the middle of this group.
Locked on.
A good hit.
I'm under heavy fire.
No, you're not.
Waiting for orders.
You're dealing heavy fire. And
Commander.
is Death Crusade going to zip in and steal the thunder of everybody?
Aye, aye.
Oh, he absolutely is.
That's a miss.
Oh, shoot. All my guns were
Ready
jammed.
for orders.
Thumper artillery.
Target acquired.
There we go.
Inbound, Commander. I'll meet you at the LZ.
Alrighty.
Good to
That's a concluded mission.
go. Taking a protective stance.
Commander? Confirmed.
Everybody's dead, right?
And cooling.
I didn't forget a turret or anything, did I?
Affirmative.
I think it's just making me go to the end of the turn.
Stabilizing and bracing.
Nope, it wants us to leave on our own accord. Okay, I can do that. I mean, it takes a little bit longer, but we can do
Full
that.
throttle.
Yes,
I
Commander.
kind of had figured, though, that we had this whole thing sorted. Am I missing a turret? Urban Mech, Hellstorm, 2 PPC turrets. Yeah, the turrets are all taken care of.
Warning. Enemy reinforcements.
Oh. That's a problem. Do we have the sensor blip? We do. Oh boy, it's a Yellow Jacket and a Nidhogg gunship. And a Bola and a Thanatos.
Commander?
I'll get out of there. Get out of there fast. Okay, so we killed the entire base before the game actually realized that we were supposed to kill the entire base.
Something, Chief?
If I turn around and just lay into these guys, can you kill them? Because I don't think I can. Just seems like one of those situations where I'm kind of screwed, isn't it? I've been here before. It's not particularly fun. Yeah. Snub-nose PPC, mag shots, and a whole ton of AoE rockets. You're a plasma cannon pirate. That's room 4 machine gun incendiaries. Warlord it and see if you can't get lucky. Hey, you got a little bit lucky.
Standing by.
You need to... You need to hit them with all the force. Another Bola. I don't want to deal with you. They're on 27. Where am I? Okay, good structure exposed on it. Please tell me you didn't jam your gun. Good, you're ready to rock again. Hello. Not fire the sniper artillery. Not when we're in close. So, not ideal.
Firing at enemy 6.
And Showboat. Can Showboat punch? Oh, Showboat can punch. I kind of want to steal the Thanatos, though. It's going to be a good Thanatos. Got a Berserker for maximum accuracy. I'm going to swing it around. Aim us obviously to on. 73%.
On my way.
Come on, please make it work. God darn it. You missed by pretty much as you could have.
Rifling for another shot.
That was terrible.
Yes, Commander.
That was beyond terrible. I am furious about that.
All on air.
Yeah, the accuracy is hard. All weapons to on and get ready for full-on combat again.
Yep.
The Lament. Can't get a side angle shot. Can I get in? There's the unobstructed one I wanted. Just lay into him as best as you can. Yeah, it's got a risk rotary, AC2, which is less than ideal. You don't want to get shot by that. MML 10. Okay, it's the less powerful version of mine. I think I actually built mine out of that.
Ready
The
for orders.
Thanatos. You are not in this fight. You have a center torso exposed. You don't fight anybody. You run.
Commander?
Okay, Showboat, give it another shot.
Right, Commander.
Please kill. Okay. Got him out of the fight.
That's a vehicle kill.
Paradox. That's really, really bad. Can I get a direct line of sight on you, please? Like, I don't know why you're an obstructed shot. It really doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense to me.
On the move. Full speed.
You're gonna need this. Trust me. Just trust me. You're gonna need it.
Confirmed.
Oh, wow. I think you hit him with both of the heavy larges.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Oh, you killed him. Holy crap. Now that's good job. You need to move in basically to start screwing with him. But you're not really here to engage this guy, but he's got better pulse lasers than you. So this might get a little bit ugly. Guided shells for his mortars as well. Actually, if I were to fire this direct mode, 51%, I mean, that's not terrible. The problem is it's a high explosive round. You're somebody who's got an open torso, which I'm not going to do. Similar problem here. Mockingbird Reserve.
Copy that, Commander.
Jester, can you get a shot on the Helichopper? You can.
I copy.
Just go nuts with all your larges. He's got tandem rounds. Yeah, go nuts.
Locked on. We're on.
Darks are exposed on it, but he's not dead. Which may prove to be a little bit difficult. We gotta deal with these guys quickly. You're not gonna be able to get in range unless he like sprints up to here and then you come around, you'll be able to hit him. But if he tucks in on this hill here, we're probably not gonna get a line of sight on him. Okay, mortar shells. Quite a few managed to hit me. 9 damage apiece.
Minimal damage on that hit.
Don't say that. And looks like not so great accuracy from that. But he's sort of split firing it all around the place. Trying to figure out who's shooting his pulse lasers at. Apparently nobody. Interesting. I would be firing those pulse lasers at everything. He didn't move, which makes him very vulnerable. But I want to cook him. Because I think he's got some cool gear that I want to rob. So, we're just going to have to wait for it to come around. It is now up to this yellow jacket. The yellow jacket decided not to do anything. Okay. Yeah, you're just going to sprint. You're going to get a good angle on him. Because I don't want to kill him just yet. I want a chance. There's my line of sight. It's not good. It's at a longish range. Oh, it's at a very longish range. But if I can hit him just a little bit, just enough to cook. Sensor lock for that, just a little bit of additional. That's probably not going to do anything. Yeah, it didn't do anything. Cook him. Oh, 136 despite his defenses.
Standing by.
Ready for
Yeah, Paradox and your little engagement with the VTOLs.
target acquired.
There we go. Okay, so it's just him now.
One more for the trash heap.
Waiting for orders.
So the Thanatos is going to just sort of run. And where do I want to move you? I'm trying to move him in a position that won't give him multiple lines of sight on multiple targets in one go.
Confirmed.
So we're just sort of wrapping around as best as we can. We did a good job of cooking him, which is great.
Commander.
We already took care of the helicopters, and that was probably the biggest, most important thing. Show your right arm toward the enemy. That way you can make sure that you've got the defense.
Aye,
And Jester. Well, Jester can do whatever he wants. But once he's, you know, unconscious, I can start doing some really interesting things to him.
Gotcha.
And you're just gonna face him. Keep your cockpits towards him. That way you can avoid the amount of damage that he can potentially put out. So, are you going to do anything effective? Hopefully you don't move. Hopefully you burn yourself to death. Maybe you'll shut your mic off. Oh, yeah, there. That was what I was worried about. But he cooked himself to do it. Did he break my MMLs?
Orders.
I don't know, but he did just give me an opportunity to shoot him in the head. With a pilot that only just recently got this ability. Okay, he got an ouch. He's an unsteady, and I can't see if I got that. I did get the head hit. Okay, lovely.
Yes, Commander.
You don't have a shot. Oh, how open is that head? That head has 1 health in it. Fire everything. That's his head.
Target eliminated.
He did have a targeting computer that I really need, but that'll be a Thanatos. Another one. Well, we're not obviously not going to keep it, but that puts all of his gear on the table for us to rob, including things like Clan XL engines, which I don't think he has, but there's always the possibility. So that Thanatos obviously had a lot more firepower than we otherwise kind of originally judged. Oh, there would have been a huge pad had we taken that one for cash, but you know what, I'm good with this. 2 mechs, about 3 mechs came home with penetrations. The rest pretty unmolested. Not bad at all. Alright, the fire starter came in quantities. Is this an Omni? Yeah, it is. It's the 45-ton Omni version of it. Thanatos didn't get bundled up, so that kind of sucks. Flamers, long fires, mag shot cannons, medium lasers, the mortars. They just deal 8 times 10 for 80 damage, and this does 8 times for 40 damage. The mortar 8 is 10 tons. So it just does a lot more shots as opposed to the way that the thumper operates. Also at shorter ranges. 70% bonus damage against overheating targets. Possibility increases heat target generation by 15%. I mean, that's not bad. It's just too heavy. 10 tons for that? Artemis battle computer. I don't need it. Comm suite ++. Whole bunch of endosteel. How am I on endosteel? I have none. Might be an important thing to grab. Yes. Yes. Don't need a mech, but I do need XL engines to sell. Black. Ready fusion core, maybe. Heavy Pharaoh. Ooh, I already have 3 of those, so I'm good on that. Part FCS Radical. I do need a Radical, don't I? Because I'm down to my last one. Stealth Armor. Supercharger. Upper Spiked. Oh. Let me guess. This is not compatible, though. I'll bet this is not compatible with a spiked armor. Supercharger, on the other hand, I'd very much like to put on my mech. Heavy MRM ammunition. Oh, how am I on listen kill? On 6 tons, I don't need it. It's the other campaign that I'm desperately in need of it. And just all kinds of mortar shells. Rack 2 doubles, acid half. Tandems, I have 9. I'm actually good on tandems. Just don't use them enough. Sabo, supercharger. Oh no, spiked armor. Hell. You gotta grab it when you can, but at the same time, I need a supercharger. Like, I need to put a supercharger inside my hatchet man. 2 bars of Centurion, got a mag shot cannon, MML 9, mortar, the Risk Rack 2, which is kind of pointless. 300 diffusion core, all of those, not bad. Got the spiked armor regardless, and the upper spike, so we'll be able to figure out if those things combine. And a little bit of ammunition for the mortar. Not bad at all. We're going to sell those XL engines, get a whole ton of cash for them. We'll fix up the rest of our company. I don't think we took any actual critical hits, although we, well, it was a shoulder destruction. So it clearly wasn't a, he clearly didn't blow up my MMLs. He may have destroyed my acid ammo. I'm not quite sure on that. It's a critical hit, and the LRMs and the SRMs were working, but I then again may not have turned them on the entire battle because of the fact that we were just basically hanging at maximum range anyway. So the artillery making for a very effective way of attacking. However, if the enemy spawns in your midst, it can become a little bit of a bad thing. And once again, this is just emphasizing how much we need more torch mechs. Brock stealing a little bit from Steiner. 155,000 for the next 20 days. Ouch. So that's going to put a wrench in that, unfortunately. I do want to sell those engines, though. Innersphere XL engines I have no interest in. I want to get rid of them because I think they're junk. Okay, Centurion. It was an Omni version, but we're going to get rid of it. 200, so pretty much 250,000 C-bills out of that one. And then send me to the store, because also the store is going to be having updated since the end of the last mission. Faction shop only, please. Let's see. We have light gas rifles, light gas rifle ammo. Light gas sucks right now. There has been some discussion on making it better. My suggestion for light gas rifles is make it do 40 damage and have it do 20-20, or keep it at 50 and have it do 25-25 internal structure and armor. That way it has a purpose of just penetrating and blowing the crap out of things. I don't know if that would be accepted, but that is my suggestion. Make it always do penetrating damage. Ultra Gyro, no. Solaris Cage, though. Ooh, it has a built-in jammer. Show me the stuff, because it won't show me the stuff. +1 injury, modifier +1 to guts, has a low-tier ECM, granting a penalty of 1 to sensor checks, armored collar, it's 15, basic cockpit. I already have a spiked helmet, which I believe, yeah, the spiked helmet is a cockpit location. So it's not as good if you're looking for maximum damage. So really, nothing really in the faction shop for us to buy, aside from mechs, of which there were a ton. But bring me over to this, or heat actually, so I can go over to XL engines. 4 of them. Get rid of all of them. 1.3 million C-bills now. That's comfy right there. Let's go check out the mechs that the faction currently is holding on to. They have a King Crab part, Owen's Arbiter, a Sea Ank Cross, which I don't know what that is, but that's fine. Same with that. Stalker part, yeah, nothing really all that special. Aside, of course, from the Crusader, which would be awesome to pick up. I'd love to have a Crusader. I think it'd be really fun. But we are comfortable for the next 2 months should we want it, which means it'll be the perfect time to construct and spend all of our money on an Atlas, or a King Crab, or I suppose even a Black Knight. But God, I don't know what I want to do with this Black Knight. Like, do I want to keep it? It would sell for a pretty decent chunk of change. And I do have 200-ton assault mechs I've got to build. But I am in need of another flamer mech, and this might be it. We'll have to decide on that later. But that's going to do it for today's episode, folks. I've been Terran. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see a notification every single time I post these videos. Press the little bell icon, leave a comment. Make sure you join us for our streams on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, as we play through on Wednesdays and Saturdays Apollo's Vipers, the clan start version of this very campaign in RogueTech. And on Fridays, we play MechWarrior 5 with our friends, because co-op is way more interesting than relying on the AI. And I will see you all in the next episode.